Good, and welcome to Frederick's Workshop. First time I tried the little introduction. We'll see how it goes. My name's Jason, and we are going to try to make some charcuterie board / cutting board things here real quick for the holidays. I'm in the house at the moment. I got a piece of red oak laying on the pool table with a bunch of other stuff that's on the pool table. It shouldn't be on the pool table, but piece of red oak. It is an 8 inches across, 48 inches long, and an inch thick. We're in the house because the boss lady is going to be getting into some wiring here in a minute, so I have to go snag her. Wants to run around in her walker, so let's spin her around here a little bit. Go that way. There you go, girl. And we're going to attempt to make 4 of these, or 3 of these, sorry. So like I said, it's 48 inches long. If I do 16 inches, hang on one second there. If I do 3 of them, that's 16. And 32. So now I've got 3 boards that are 16 inches. So that's where they got to be cut off at. So what I'm thinking about doing is kind of making it, if I think it's about here, and kind of go in, and we'll just draw a little, there it is, 16-inch mark. So just kind of come in like this, and we'll go like that, and then we could put a little bit of a handle in there, and then this one can cut out like this, put one in there like that, and then it'll come out like that. So this would be waste, this would be waste, and then that would give me 2 of those. My 16-inch mark here, we'll just take it straight across, and then that would just give me that board down there, which I can make a smaller version. So then I will, Maddie, cut it out like this, and then kind of come down like this. This will be waste. Put a little hole there, and there you go. I don't know how good you can see that. Let's see on the screen here. You can kind of see that. It's just a quick little line here. Now, I'm not gonna. Let me turn some lights off. Hang on a second here. If that helps out any with the pencil lines there. Yeah, you can kind of see it better. So just a quick little line right through there. So this will be one. This will be one here to here. You can kind of see that line there a little bit. Hopefully it'll be better on the computer screen. And here with the handle this way. So these 2 will be fairly close to each other in length. And then this one here a little bit shorter. That's not bad. So I'm just going to square up the line here. Tighten these lines a little bit better. And then just jigsaw them out, I think. Yeah, because I don't have a table saw, or not table saw, I don't have a band saw or a nice scroll saw. And then I'll just use a Forstner bit to get these holes in here, whichever size I'd like. Kind of center it in the best I can. Okay. As you can see, I'm not in my shop today. Well, right at this moment, I'm just out in the garage. I've got my jigsaws in here instead of stored in there. And I just want to get this cut out real quick here. So I'm just going to follow this line the best I can. I've got it set up on my paint booth, little paint station. Should be okay. Let's see how this goes. I'm just going to cut the one out. Got it kind of braced into here a little bit, so see how this goes. Yeah, well, here we go. we go. There's one. I'm not going to cut any more of these down until I get that one made. I'll tell this guy out of the way here. I'll deal with this later. Just slide this up out of the way here. Put this back over here. So maybe this one I'm making for my mom and dad. Stepdad, sorry. And the other, I'm going to make another one for my dad, and then one for my wife. So I'm going to make my mom's and my stepdad's first. So mom and dad's. I'm going to put their last initial in here, and then like an established, and when the date they got married. Here's what it looks like so far. Okay, I'll just set it down here. Is it pretty? Hell no. I'll round off the edge. I got to get a sand. I don't have a nice disc sander, belt/disc sander, so I'm going to get one of those. Found one on the marketplace pretty cheap. So I can smooth this edge, make it nice and rounded there. Pretty up that side there, round up the corners just a tad bit. But right now, I think that's not bad. Drill a hole in there for a little handle so they can maybe hang it. I don't know if it's going to hang like this, crooked or not, because of the weight distribution, but I'll play with that later. Yeah, it's a little crooked whenever I just hold it by hand. So I'll play with that. Maybe I'll have to shave some off one of the sides, figure that math out to figure out where the center of gravity is. But carve their initials in here with a little fancy, do that. So I just got to go play around in probably just Word because I don't have any nice programs. We do have a Cricut. I could probably do it in that, but I haven't got it set up yet, which would probably be better to engrave that and fill with epoxy. But for now, I'm just going to go play in Word and see what I can create with. But I'm going to measure this on a sheet of paper. So I'll just take a sheet of paper and then line it up in Word to where on my screen it's the same size as my sheet of paper. That way, when I draw the lines out on the sheet of paper. So put a piece of paper over this, draw some lines so I know how big this is. Hold that up to the screen to where the Word screen is the same size as my sheet of paper. Then I can put their initial and their established and their anniversary date inside that little same size. And then I can go from there. Okay, so here's how I did this. I lay the piece of paper down. Get it on there. There we go. Then I laid my board on top of it, and I just used my pencil to draw the lines on each side of the cutting board. So I got my lines on the piece of paper here. Move this out of the way. There we go. So now I got the lines on the piece of paper. Now when I hold it up to what I did in Word, I got to change that date. I was wrong. I just guessed. But that's going to be quick. Got the year right and the month. Just I get. There we go. So now what I'll do is I will tape this onto the screen here where I want it and just kind of line it up like such. Best I can. I can use like the border here to keep the paper straight. Tape it on there and just use my pencil to retrace all of the lettering, and then I will move it somewhere else like this here to get this, or I can just actually add something like that and then put it in there, but I need to get this a little bit more centered here. But that's there we go. That'll work. They're centered to each other. And actually that spacing's not too bad. I might do another like that. That's actually pretty decent. And then you can see the line here for where the cutting board I laid on here to draw the lines. I got those there, so I can see where it'll be centered into the cutting board. Which that right there looks pretty daggone good. So I'm going to put the camera away and tape this down and just start tracing over those letters. And there we go. So it's done traced on there, so as you can see, if I lift it up, there it is. And there it is. So now I can take this and attach it to my board and draw the outlines, but we'll figure out how to attach it best so I can engrave into it. Okay, so what I did is I took some just blue painter's tape, taped it down onto the boards here, and now I'm going to use some of this spray adhesive and just spray a little bit on here on both these two, and carefully lay these down where I want them as my templates for engraving the name and the date. So let's see if I can set this right here. See how stuff goes. Clogged up. Hang on, I gotta clean this up. The nozzle's absolutely clogged, so I'm just gonna do this the really stupid bad way. Hope that's enough. You probably can't see what I'm doing now. There we go. This is not smart. There it goes. There we go. There we go. I'm just gonna get right there. There it is. Much better. Oh shit. Well, I got a couple seconds to get that on before it dries. Doesn't look too bad. There you go. Well, I'll get rid of this can of glue because it's trash. But now, let this dry, and then I can start engraving. And then whenever I need to pull it off, the whole tape comes off. Okay, this is the first time I've used this Chicago cutout tool here. I did a quick little test run, that right there. It's a little deeper than I want, so or a little wider than I want technically. So I just narrowed it down, or took it to less deep. So it's almost at a 1/4 inch setting right now. This is an old piece of red oak that I used for my last project for my wife's anniversary laptop tray. So I just wanted to do a little test run, see the depth on it. Now, didn't bring my chair in here, so I'm going to do this. It's almost all freehand. I'm going to start with the 9 up here on the top of the date. Carefully, just kind of get on there and then slowly angle it in. Trace around the 9. And here we go. Let's see how this works. I think I've screwed that all to hell. a little bit thicker than I wanted, so what I'm going to do is see if I can't make this 9 just a little bit more of a 9. This is a bad idea. Let's see here. Oops, should have waited until it stopped, dumbass. Ooh, there's some chunks of stuff there that I didn't want to lose. Yeah, I just fucked this up. So that bit, I'm going to have to... That's why I'm going too deep. Shit, I'm going to start this fucker all over. Scrap that. Went ahead and just finished it just to see how bad it looks. Let's see. Because if it didn't turn out terrible, then I'm not too mad, but let's see here. First 9 looks a little, the last 9 looks a little crappy. So I'm just going to throw down some sandpaper real quick. Take a look. The very first one, it's not horrible, but that first 9 looks really, really, really bad. Or sorry, last 9 in their date. Get it better. And for the most part, it's pretty doable. I wonder if I can... I almost wish I could just fill that last part up there with more like sawdust again. Glue it in and try again with that 9. Other than that, it looks good. So I might just, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it off right here and add it again. So you can see this. This is what I did here. So, all right, get off there. Okay. So that doesn't look bad. That's pretty good until you get to there. That 9 looks like garbage. So I brought the tip in closer. So what I'm going to do is just take it over the miter saw, cut off just the top of that, and then go get a new one, go get a new date, and do that again, because there's that. So, dang it, screwed that up. Alright, here we go. Try number 2 on this guy. Oh, shit. I need to clamp this thing down so it doesn't move on me. Go. So put down new tape, resprayed, and got another piece of my little stencil thing on here. Okay, so here we go again. Okay, let's see how that turned out. Can always go back in, hopefully, and touch up a little bit more if need be, but we will see. If this is messed up, then I'm out of room on this cutting board. I'm going to have to get a new one. Trash this chunk of wood, which would be a bad idea. Kind of expensive. It's like $25 for a 4 foot long, 8 inches wide, 1 inch deep. Okay, so throw down a quick sand, and then I'll try to clean up a little bit. Alright, sorry for all the noise, and let's... That's not bad. Just gotta get that sawdust out there. I need a nice... I'll clear that out in a little bit. I'm going to have to get a thinner tool to get in there, like a toothpick almost. But let's see if you can see that. There we go. That's not bad. I am happy with that. Get those cleaned out, and then I got to engrave their name there, and then move on to the next step. But that's not bad. That actually looks like good. All right, I'm gonna go get a toothpick, I think, to get those, or like a straight pin, a nail. Yeah, I'll find something to get those cleaned out. We'll come back once I get those cleaned out and let you get a better look at that. So I just used a little brad nail, little wire nail. You can see that pretty good now. Now I've got all the letters cleared out. And that's not bad. I'm liking it. Not exactly straight, but free-handed. First one I've ever tried. Next, like I said, that. I'm not going to record getting the name done. I'll just come back once I get it cleared out right before I sand it down and add some epoxy to it. So now I've got this outlined. Get you a look at this. I'm going to have to clean it out with the nail again so you can see it better. But now that I've got it outlined, it's not bad. I'm going to come back in with... I might just take that same bit and just bring it down a little bit thicker and just clean that up some. But yeah, so far okay. Let's get those nuts. Okay, I cleaned up the letters so you can see them a little bit better. So now I'm going to use this bit to actually widen them up a little bit. Let's see how this goes. This may not work out. I may get upset, but we'll see how it works. Almost feel like a bad idea, but here we go. Well, let's see how it looks. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. I don't like this little spot right here in this E. So I'm going to very, very carefully try to do this again. This looks like a really stupid idea. Here we go. Here we go. terrible. Let's see if I can clean that out for us real quick. I mean, I can probably get it's going to get filled with epoxy, so hopefully it'll be a little bit better. But that's not bad, actually. Let's take a look at that. There. I mean, you can tell my hands are not, I mean, that O's got a little bit of a crap spot up here. Not too shabby. Let's see what that looks like if I clean that on here a little bit. Let me run the sander on it real fast, guys. Take this one off. Quick little. There we go. That's not horrible. I can live with that. Well, I have to. I mean, can't put it back. So now I'm going to go inside because it's like 40 degrees out here. I don't know how the epoxy will do outside. So I'm going to go ahead and shut down shop right now. Take this inside for epoxy in those. We'll be back once I get going on that. So I'm not really sure how much epoxy to make. This is the kind that I've got. I'll put a link down below. I've got it for 24 bucks at the store that I absolutely hate shopping at, Hobby Lobby. I got this green alcohol-based ink. It was in the same area as this stuff, so we'll see how it goes. And I don't know how much to make, but the direction, it's just 1 and 1. And I'm not sure how much I need to make. Hey, monster! Why don't you go chase the doggies? Go get the doggies. There you go. Hi, Maddie. There's the boss. You just you gotta have your camera time. Hey! Come get the doggies. Go get the doggies. Well, come over here. Anyways, real quick, it's a 1-to-1 mix. I'm gonna only make up to the 20. Mix it, pour it into here, because it says you have to use 2 cups, and I didn't want to use a second one of these, but I couldn't find like a solo cup or something stupid like I have to use, and it's got the little spout. So I'm gonna only make up to the 20 because I think that should be plenty, and then mix it in here with the 1-to-1, so I'll take it up to the 10 with the other one, and then the hardener I'll take it up to the 20, and then I'll mix it. It says for 2 minutes, pour it into here and mix it for another minute, and then while I'm mixing it for that other minute is when I'm going to, so mix the resin in here, pour it in here, I'm going to add a few drips of the green, mix it up so I get a green that I'm happy with, and then I'll bring you over to the board, and we'll pour. I wish I had an easy way to do this and hold this at the same time, but I don't. So I'm going to see if I can prop you up on my hat here or something. There we go. Mom. Baby's getting all fussy back here, so I'll do this quick. So. Clears up. This kind of looks a little bubbly right now, but it's first try. If it's bubbly, it's bubbly. I got the torch out so I can torch it to help get some of those bubbles out for a little bit, but we'll see how that goes. Grumpy butt. Chill, honey. Looks like I got enough. Looks like I may have way too much, of course, like everybody says they did. I just guessed. Now, I don't know when you're supposed to torch this, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot now and see what happens. I don't have any idea. Madison, watch out. Daddy's going to play with some fire. Wow. That is clearing up big time. That is so awesome. Oops, I don't want to burn this stuff up. Let's see if you can see that. It's kind of hard to see on the camera here, but wow, that does freaking amazing. Put you back down, you can just watch me burn from there. The only thing I can't tell is the way that these bubbles are, if they're on the surface right now, because if they're down in there, I can't do much with that at the moment. But I'm going to sand this off later, so that is, wow. Sorry guys, I have yet to ever, this is my very first epoxy job here. And I'm burning the bag too. Careful not to light the bag on fire. Just keep slowly, because the bubbles keep rising up. I can still see them coming in periodically here, especially down here on these letters. I actually think I got the top ones there pretty decently. Oop. No, too much heat. Just slowly. I think I'm going a little bit too much there. Let that sit for a few. Oops, sorry guys. I'll let that sit. And then I'll sand it down. I'm going to let it sit for a little while and then come back and check the torch on it after about, oh, I don't know, half an hour or so. But I'm not going to keep you out there for that. So I'm just going to let it sit for a while, about half an hour, and then I'm going to let it sit for half an hour. Torch it if it's got bubbles, see what happens, and then keep doing that until it's all cleaned up. But once I get it cured, I'll come back. Alright, so technically I'm working on a different board. This one here is for my dad. Mom and my stepdad's is done. Didn't film that, but I'm going to continue on with this one. It's the same thing, just different design on it, of course. So right now I'm going to sand off. You can see how bad that cut is there with the jigsaw I did. So I'm just going to sand around this edge best I can to pretty it up some between here on the disc side and then carefully over here on the belt side. It's just 80 grit right now, so here we go. Also going to round off the corners. Now I'm going to use the belt sander, the curved part of it here, because I can't get in there with this to get all of this part here. So I'm just going to come over here carefully the best I can to keep it not tilted, and just roll it like that in that little groove over here. It's not bad. Yeah, it's a little deformed there, but I can live with it. I'm going to round off the edges here with the router next, so
Once I move this, put the router table up here, I'll be right back. I think I said I was going to route the edges after I got done sanding. Wrong. You need to drill the hole because I got to route the inside of the hole, both sides of it. So I just got it lined up best I can to have it about the equal thickness on each side of here. And this isn't perfectly curved here. Nice, beautiful thing. It's only the second one I've ever made, so I'm still learning this thing. I got to learn to make a jig better. That's actually more perfectly symmetric and all that stuff. But here we go. Just going to drill a hole all the way through. Got my cutting board here, and then just a piece of scrap 2x4. So whenever I drill through, it doesn't chip out the bottom side. So just go nice and slow. And if you noticed, this is my red oak here from the cutting board, and then this is the pine, or the construction, the 2x4. So I know that I made it all the way through just fine. Now let's take the clamp off there, slowly slide it out, and basically there's no chip out there on that side. It's not bad. I mean, you can see the thickness is pretty good here and here, but then that little chunk there, I'm not going to fix that. That is a good enough cut for me. And next, once I get this put back away, I need to bring up the router table. I swear this time. And yet, I was wrong again. Router table's up. You can see that in the picture here. Yeah, router table's here. But I figured it's going to be easier instead of rounding over all these, or routering all these edges and then sanding down the overfill epoxy stuff. I'm just going to go ahead and sand that down now. So it's on ice, and then whenever I finish, then I can do the routing and then finish sanding with some 220. But I'm not going to sit here and make you watch me sand this down. What I'm going to do is just start with 80. Get as much of that off there as I can. Now it does clog up, the epoxy does clog up the sanding discs. So I got this big chunk of rubber. Supposedly you can use old tennis shoes. Haven't tried that route, but yeah, you just turn it on. I don't have sandpaper on there, and you just it cleans out some of that epoxy. This part is rather boring. Once I get it going and looking like it's getting better there, I'll come back. See, here's what I was saying. That's only after just a couple minutes of that. That's already clogged up. So, can you see that there? Yeah, look how bad that is. So, I'm just gonna turn this on. Basically new. There it is, basically new. Okay. Now I'm going to route. Got a 1/4 inch round over bit. It's going to get all the edges on both both sides, and then in the middle around the hole here as well. If you're doing this, I can't say anything. I don't know. Putting the fence on there with the guard might be a smart thing, except if you can't get the hole. Then that's why I got the fence and the guard off. Just keep your hands away from the spinny. Okay, so when you go to do the inside of the hole, we're just going to slowly make sure you get it in the center when you're doing that, when you're putting it down on top of there. Rounded over corners. Now I just got to sand this down. Like I show you that, all I'm going to do is just take some. I'll start with some 120 because this side's been nice and 120 down, but I didn't get up through here. So I'm going to sand it again with some 120, get it all here, get all the back with some 120, carefully get around the edges and sides and stuff. Hand it and in here because I can't got nothing to get in there and get that in there. So just some hand sanding in there, and then I'm going to jump up to 220 and give it another sanding with 220. Once I'm done with that, I shall return. Okay, so here's what it looks like so far. Sanded down. I just took a regular paper towel and just kind of wiped off all the sawdust best I can. God, I see that horrible little right there. Just, don't look at that. So now I'm just gonna, I've got mineral oil. Just gonna soak it down in here really good. Let it sit in this thing. This has just been, this is the third cutting or board I've done so far in here. So I'm just sopping up the leftovers that's in the bottom of this container here and rubbing it on. I'm just going to keep coating it on this thing until she can't take no more. Just kind of going with the grain a little bit. Somewhere something said to do it that route, so that's what I'm doing. So I'm just going to let that sit and then come back and do some more every few. About an hour or so. And I'll come back and do some more. Come back and do some more. Come back and do some more. But there she is. There's one for my dad. The only thing is, as you can see, right there, that's blue. But it's Indian blue, I believe. But you can see a little green where it looks like it bled a little bit into some spots here. But the main thing stands out. I'm not happy with that loop there. That just goes, and then almost has a point right there. That loop isn't horrible. A little bit of an issue here. And then the little jagged edge on there at the bottom of that. Quit pointing out my errors. There we go. From here, on this little screen on my little generic GoPro, that looks good. You can't see the errors in it, so just look at it from a distance. Anyways, so once I get this good and coated good, and it's absorbed about all it can handle, I'll just prop it up on a Dillon's bag, just kind of at an angle off of Madison's bathtub here, and just let it finish airing out, drying, and soaking all that mineral oil in. I'm just using some mineral make you poop oil. I don't know, it was like $2 and some, I'll say it was less than $3 per bottle. That's what I've been using. I bought two because I didn't know how much I was needing. And you can see that's how much I've emptied it so far, and that is the third board, but there's a ton of oil in there, plus first few times I am continuing this one here, I'm just using some vinyl gloves just to kind of keep some of the, make it easier and less mess on myself. But yeah, it doesn't take much. I bought two because I thought I was going to need it, but anyways, I'm going to get a few coats on here, then let it air dry, pack it up in a gift box, along with some, there she is, and they're playing around with her little toys. But the wife picked up and got a handprint, footprint, little baby picture, mom, dad, birth date, and whatever stuff on there. And packed those in the boxes.
right here. This is the one. This is one of the other ones. So this one my wife made for her. It's either going to be one of her grandparents or her adopted mom, is what she calls her. And it's got a little sunflower because we're in Kansas. That's our flower here. And then their last name. And she used that pyrography burn stuff there to do that. That looks pretty good. That was her first one she ever did. So, good job, Mer. So that just needs packed up. She made two of them with that look identical. One's going to her, like I said, her grandparents, and then the other one's going to be to her one mom. So that's why I didn't package it all up all the way, because I don't know which one she's giving to which. But they basically look the same. But I'm going to let her make that decision. So let that dry. And that's it for everybody. I'm not going to show you the final finished. Yeah, I will. I'll wait until I'm done with this one, then I'll show you that. But we'll be back whenever this is ready to be boxed up. So here's what it looks like after it's been soaked to about good 12, 18-ish hours worth of mineral oil. So there's the handle. I can see that it's not exactly rounded off right there on the camera. That looks bad. Oh well. You can see that shine coming off of there. It's kind of funny that, I don't know if you can see in the color here, that was blue Indian. I think the color is actually Indian blue, something like that. Looks green. I was hoping for more of a blue color. And the only bad thing is you can, let's see if I can get that on there. Right there, right there, right there. And each of the darker pieces of the grain there. Some of that, you can kind of see it there a little bit, right there. That bled a little bit into the wood. Oh well. I sanded it down, I thought enough, but I was kind of figuring that was gonna, unfortunately, stand out once I got the oil on there. But now I'm just gonna let it sit here, and I don't want to say dry, but really soak in before I box it up, and then give this one to Dad. But that's the finished project, guys. At the back of it, so it's just nothing. I didn't do any decoration or anything on the back of it there. But, so technically, if he wanted to, he can use this as the cutting side, as whatever. And then if he's doing it as a charcuterie style part of it, then you can put the cheese, meats, blah blah blahs on here, on this side. Now you got this kind of decoration there a little bit, but I figured, if you cut on the back side, then you won't cut through the epoxy and cut through and damage this, because you got to resurface this periodically. But there she is. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, whatever all that junk is for this YouTube crap. And thanks, guys.